morning, ladies, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Family, brother, sister. Today, we're gathering together to celebrate the life of Somskun Suanpairin or Lisa Ruhl. Lisa is my sister. We in the family of 5. Lisa the oldest one. She's the big sister. Even though she's still big sister today. Today, she's big sister still. I'm the second from her. And we have one female, that is her, and brother, 5 brothers. I'm the one who next from her, and we have another 4 after me. Lisa and I, when we were young, we so close. I'm so proud of her since then. She is such a good person. She do everything by heart. She take care of me, so other 4 brothers beside me. When we grow up, everybody in our family have to go on and fight with their life. Lisa, one of the big sister, she also doing that, and she never give up. After school, she help family do the homework, whatever it needs. So, even when she have her own business, she learned from being employee, and she know how to become a good person. She know how to become love person like her will get respect back from the people. She worked until her boss respect her as a friend, care for her. And after a while, she don't think that going to meet her expect. So she go on and have her own business in Thailand. After a while, she think her life can do better than that. So she sold all of her business from Thailand, come to United States. Of course, they expand airline ticket and some other. She alive in U.S. for few dollars left in her pocket. She start working, get hourly pay. Then, about 35, over 35 years ago, an hour pay that she get below $1 per hour. She work hard. She saved some money and start her own business in Los Angeles, California. She take care her customer. She take care her employee. And she do that by heart. She love everyone. So she get it back. Everyone love her. Help her. Try to do everything whatever her need, whatever she need. From one business, she have more than one. She got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After a while, she the one who have a vision. She thinking of her youngster, her children, who she have 5 altogether. It's amazing that in our family, we have one bigger sister and 5 brothers. She have one big son and another 4 sisters. So, she planned to move, but she just not, okay, just let's go and go some place somewhere. No, she's not that type of person. She looking for her own children, the future. So the city she select is Washington State, Bellevue. She opened first Thai restaurant in Bellevue. And few days ago, I come to think of her. Of course, my big sister did that again 30 years ago. And today, few days ago, that what I listened to the television news. They said the literacy of the people in Washington State highest in the United States, and the lowest one is in LA. That's what she moved from. This means she know and she care for her children, and she have such a good vision that she can raise her children in Washington State to have an education that's very important for everyone today. And today, her children can be on them own. Her bigger brother, her oldest son, and other 4 daughters just take after her. Lisa, who never know the word is hate, she knows love. She loves everyone, love her customer, love her brother, sister, love her friend. At first, she cooked. She be the cook, be the chef herself. And every dish that what she cooked, she put the love in it. She cooked by love. That's why her food so good. So good because she have love in that food. People keep coming back. And that's what all of her children take after her. Now everyone have their own restaurant. They can go on their life. But Lisa still take care of them, still care for them, even grandchildren. Because Lisa is so good. She never know to back off. She just fight with life, and everyone know. life is a tough. Okay, so Lisa, I myself, I believe all of you too, will never forget her from your mind. I will remember Lisa forever. And Lisa's name never out from my mind. Lisa is good sister, good daughter, good friend, and good for their customer. And I know everyone love her. I love her so much. And now I would like to introduce you to Tom Suan Irene, who her older son. Tom, come on, please.
I wrote this note, but I don't know if I'm going to read it because he kind of said everything already. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for being here and attending this celebration. I know Mom is happy that you're all here. I know she's here right now. And it's too bad that we didn't get together on a better occasion, but it's still good to see all of you, and thank you very much for coming. Tell you a little bit about Mom. She was born in 1940, July 14th. It was during World War II at that time. And I remember as a kid, she told me how Grandma used to take her and hide her in the bomb shelter when they would have an air raid, because Thailand was part of that whole area too when they were fighting. And she sort of had a hard first few years of her life because of the war. But later on, things settled down and she started grade school in a little small town in Lopburi, which is a small province in northern, about 2 hours north of Bangkok. And then later on, she moved to Bangkok for her high school and finished off her university there. After the university, she got a job at Singer Sewing Company as a regular office worker. She worked there for a few years and then gradually became assistant to the CEO of the company by the time she left. She ended up getting married to my father. His name is Leon Suan Pairin. I think it was in 1965. And in 1966, I was born. She ended up having 5 children, me being the first, followed by Tammy, Lisa, Cindy, and Jenny. Anyways, we grew up with her in Thailand for just a short time, and then she ended up coming over to America to start a better life after my father passed away. Tammy and we came first. I was 12 and she was 10 at the time. We got lost in Honolulu for seems like days because we didn't speak a word of English. And we had a little note on us that says our name was this and this, and we had a paper that says, okay, I'm hungry, and where's the bathroom? And please take me to my mom. So anyways, she finally picked us up at the airport, and I was so glad to see her, you know. And growing up in California was a good time for us too. You know, she had a few bars in California, so she would bring these empty cans and bottles home, and then me and my sisters would crush them and we'd take them to the recycling and get money, you know. That's how she would give us money. She wouldn't just give us money, you know, we always had to do something for it. And we would take these vacations to different places every year. our stepdad, she ended up getting married to a gentleman named Gary Ruhl, who was a great person too, who treated us like his own. And one time we came up to Seattle, and Mom really liked Seattle, and I think it was because she knew it was going to be a better environment for all of us to be in. So we moved up here, and I attended high school here, and all through high school I worked at the Thai kitchen and met a lot of you there when I was working there, and became almost like our extended family. Later on, she pretty much gave the restaurant to Tammy and Cindy to take it over, and she was just about to begin her retirement, and was spending more time in Thailand, and I was happy that I was able to be there with her for the last couple of years being in Thailand. And you know, it was good that she had some time to actually enjoy some of her hard work that she had done all her life. But at the same time, it's too bad that the time was too short, that she didn't, I felt like she didn't have enough time to really have enjoyed all the hard work that she had put in during her years, you know. But nonetheless, we had some great times together over in Thailand, you know. We finished off a few houses over there on this property, and she was quite proud of the place because it was just a piece of property that had nothing on it. And you know, in the last 2 years, it really became something, and I'm really happy that I got to be a part of that whole thing. And she really is proud of it, and I think if we ever have an opportunity to have a get together, we should maybe plan one for one in Thailand, and have everyone come and stay, you know, for a while. Anyhow, she's a great mom, you know. She taught me a lot, and she taught me to love people and taught me to forgive people, and I can't really say enough about her, you know. I think it shows right now with everybody being here, you know. I think she loved everybody, and she's receiving that back today. And there's more people in Thailand that wish that they could be here today, but unfortunately it's kind of a long ways, and I'm gonna definitely tell them about this event, and we have it recorded, and I'm gonna be going back next month, and I'll play this for the people that didn't get the opportunity to come over here. So that's about it for me. I'm gonna introduce you guys to my younger sister, Tammy. She's gonna come up here and speak. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I'm going to read a poem that my sister Jenny started to write, and we kind of helped her finish it. I think she did a pretty good job. In our hearts, you'll always be. What a wonderful mother you were, always there when we needed you. Through the hardest part of life, in our hearts, the memories are clear. Of the greatest mom we love so dear, never a moment when you thought of self. An unselfish, courageous, humble woman you will always be. We wish the angels never took you away, because by our side is where we want you to stay. You are now in heaven where you light up the stars, and you will watch us from afar. Don't worry, Mom, we'll make you proud so you can smile from the clouds. Words cannot express how fortunate we were to have you as our mother. You will be missed, not only by us, but by everyone who was lucky enough to know you. You touch each of our lives one way or another, always encouraging us to be better. Memories of you will forever remain in our hearts. May you rest in peace, beautiful woman. My sister Lisa is going to come and say a few words.
beautiful poem, Tammy, Jenny, well written. My brother pretty much said everything I wanted to say, and so I just have a little story for you guys. When I was a little girl, I used to make coffee for Mom. I used to make coffee for her in the morning. This is back in Los Angeles. I remember I would put in 2 scoops of Tester's Choice, 3 cubes of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of cream. That was the way how Mom liked it. When the coffee was done, I would sneak a slip and take it upstairs to Mom, but not tell her I already took a sip. For some reason, I was told that we weren't supposed to drink coffee when we were young. It wasn't good for us. But I did it anyway. Mom didn't know. And Mom would get ready for work. She would let me help her with her hair and makeup and take my little advice about what to wear and the outfits that I would pick up for her. You know, Mom could have gotten herself ready for work quickly and easier without my help, but she was always very patient with me, and I loved that time I spent with her. Later, when I was living in Thailand, and had children of my own, I started to feel like I wanted to come back to the States and live here with Mom. So I turned to Mom and asked for her advice. I asked her what I should do. She patiently listened to me, and as we talked about it, it was a very difficult decision for me. And then she told me that she couldn't tell me what to do. But if I decided to return to the U.S., she would help me. Through my life, Mom was very patient to me, with me. She helped me with my family in so many ways. She loved all of us. And she taught me to be a very good person. She taught me to be kind to people, to forgive people, and work hard. Thank you, Mom, for being patient, for all your help, your love. And if there's a next life, I hope I can be born and be her daughter again. I love you, Mom. Sit.
How do I begin? When we first talked about who would speak at our mom's celebration of life, my first response was that I didn't think I would be up for it. But as I thought about it more, I decided, as difficult as this would be, I needed to tell everyone what an incredible woman my mother was. She was such a humble person. She never boasts or brag about her successes, accomplishments, or how she may have helped this person or that person. I remembered her saying, "It's not good to toot your own horn." She truly lived by those words. Well, Mom, today we are breaking that rule. You are an exceptional mother and teacher. She has taught me so much and guided me through some pretty difficult times. She taught me to not be afraid of change, to be open to trying something new, because that is how we grow, and it's an important part of life. She would always ask me, "What's the worst thing that can happen?" Most of the time, the answers were never as bad as I feared. She would say, as long as you can accept the possible consequences and have a plan of action, you will be fine. I think about how courageous she was when Dad passed away, and she took such a huge risk in moving here to the US. Most people would have been consumed in grief and probably not motivated to do much. I remembered her telling me how she cried because she missed us, because we weren't with her. But she continued to work hard because she had 5 little ones to take care of. It became her way of life, working long hours, even when she didn't need to anymore. Even after retirement, she would show up at the restaurant to peel mushrooms and make her spring rolls. We would tell her to relax. "Sleep in, Mom." She'd smile and say, "I can't just sit at home." Even though she worked hard every day, I loved how she would drop everything when any of the grandkids came to see her. We always had to make sure that we didn't go more than 2 days without bringing them by to see their yaya, or there would be a phone call from her. She was so patient sitting there feeding them, and she got such joy from watching them eat, even though most of the food would end up on the floor. One thing everyone knew about my mom was that she always made sure you were well fed. We learned to be careful about telling her our cravings. We were in Thailand once, and I told her I wanted to have this one particular fruit called noina. I had not had it since I was little, and it was my favorite. She went to the market that day. She didn't come home with a few of them, or even a dozen. She came home with a huge basket. She smiled and said to me, "Here, eat up." I ate so much of it on that trip. I probably haven't had one in over 20 years. You look at my mom, and she stands at a very petite 4'11". Being as tiny as she was always full of energy. She was a doer. If she could do something herself, she did it without waiting for someone. I remember buying a house at the age of 30, and the yard was in terrible shape. There was a lot of weeding to do, and I wanted to plant lots of flowers, but I couldn't afford pay someone to come and help me. So my mom came over when she could, and we worked all day to get it in shape. She probably could have just hired someone to help us, but she wanted to teach me that when you do things for yourself, the rewards are much more satisfying. She knew how to fix a clogged drain and how to repair the numerous things that would break down at the restaurant and at home. She carried duct tape and a tape measure in her purse. The restaurant has survived 30 years of success because no job was beneath her. She was willing to do anything. She did the shopping, the cooking, the prepping, washing the dishes, cleaning the toilets in the bathrooms. She would tell us, "You can't ask your employees to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. They will respect you much more if they see that you're willing to do the dirty work too." The one thing I will always cherish most about my mother are the trips we took together. Her energy for life was not just for work. I remember being on these trips and being so exhausted from all the sightseeing and wanting to always take a nap. She was always ready to go. In my early 20s, I went to Vegas with a group of my friends. And I explained to my friends, I can't go to Vegas without my mom. It's our place. She came along with us, staying up later than most of us that were half her age. On another trip to Disney World with her cousins, even though she did not like roller coasters, nor did I, she went on it with us because everyone else was going. She didn't want to be left out. I remember getting off of it and her being very, very pale. We ran to the bathroom and she got very sick. We laughed about it for the rest of the day. On that same trip, I protested getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the space shuttle take off. But as I sat there watching it take off and listening to the command center on the radio, I thought, wow, this is so amazing. And then on another trip to Australia, we went to the Gold Coast to see the small little penguins come in from the ocean at dusk. I remember thinking, this is going to be so boring. I can't believe we're going to spend an entire day driving just to get there. But as we sat there quietly watching the thousands of penguins emerge from the water and waddle back to their nest to feed their young, I remember thinking, this is one of the most precious things I will probably get to see in life. She always made sure that if there was an opportunity to do or see something special, we weren't going to miss it. I have always thought, if I only had half of my mom's energy and her wit, I will do very fine in this life. Now, as I reflect on all the things that she taught me, I think of what a great teacher she was, and there is still so much more that I wanted to learn from her. Earlier this week, I found a birthday card that she had written to me on my 38th birthday. Perhaps it is the best advice she has ever given me. It read, I wish you happiness. You have a great husband and a beautiful child. That is all you need. This is truly who my mother was. The soul of her being was her family. Nothing mattered more to her than us, her children. Thank you, Mom, for your love, guidance, and comfort. I am truly proud to be your daughter and to be able to brag to you and to everyone else that you are my mama. Now my sister, Jenny, will come up and speak.
First of all, I just really want to thank you everyone for coming to join the celebration of my mother's life. I would like to start out by saying that many of us have different people that we consider icons, idols, heroes that inspire us. Well, my mother were all those things to me. She gave me a wonderful childhood, and most important, she gave me today. The last few years have been really difficult for me, and so I decided to move to Thailand because of my mother's advice, and my life could not be any better. And I only have her to thank for that. She always knew what was best for each one of us. These are the qualities that that made her such an amazing woman. And I remember, every year there'd be a radio show for Mother's Day and for you to write in why your mother was such a good mother. And I would always try to write in, but I never would finish my story. So now is my chance to tell you why I think she's such a wonderful mother. I remember going grocery shopping with her ever since I was a child, and learning how to get the best deal. I remember her reading the paper and, Fred Meyer and Safeway's having chicken for 69 cents and making sure that we get all the chicken, and everyone would stare at us and say, what are those people doing with all the chicken? And the beef at Safeway, she'd make sure that, we'd get the best deal of the beef, and people would stare and ask, what are you guys doing with all that stuff? And we'd say, oh, it's for a restaurant. She always knew how to get the best deal for her money. She always taught me to save, and as far as I remember, she never liked to spend much money on herself, but she'd always save and help each one of us, start our own business. How lucky are we to have a mother who is a wonderful provider, friend, and guidance for us. I cannot imagine what my life would be without her, if I did not have her to lead the way. I know that a lot of time I never listened to her, but at the end, she was always right. Just like they say, mothers know best. I feel so lucky and fortunate that I got to spend the last 8 months with her in Thailand, where she was with me. And her and I became very close. It makes it really difficult for me because I miss her so much. I miss her waiting for me to get home from work and so we can eat dinner together. I remember her calling me every day at work because she's bored at home. I miss her telling me every day how much fatter I'm getting since I've been into Thailand. Every day she'd say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe how fat you're getting." And she's such a strong woman who never gave up. Giving up was not in her vocabulary, but success was. And she was at the top of her vocabulary. You always strive to be the best at whatever it was she chose to do. And you always were successful. And she always had that magic touch, and everything she touched always became successful. And straight from my heart, and I really miss her, and I hope her to be just happy in heaven. Thank you.
So one of the things that many of you may have not known about my mother is that one of her biggest passions in life was singing. She loved to sing. If she hadn't become a restaurateur, she probably would have become a singer. So this is a tribute to our loving mom. My niece Selena and Tyler are going to sing a song by one of my mom's favorite performers, Elvis Presley. Can't Help Falling in Love. So appropriate.
Falling in love with
you, Selena, for putting that together for us. My niece, Prowl, is going to say a little something about her grandma.
When I was little, my dream was to be a princess. The closest I ever gotten was when I dressed up in a princess costume Yaya had bought me. I may have not been a real princess, but Yaya was truly my fairy godmother. She was a fairy godmother to everyone. She always provided me what I needed, whether it was advice, a princess dress, or scolding. She was a fairy godmother to everyone. There was a mutual understanding between all of us that she loved us very much. When I ran errand with her, everyone at every place we went would know her and love her. She was definitely one of those cool grandmothers. When we were young, she fed us as much food as physically possible, and as we grow up, that never changed. Every time I went to Thai kitchen, I would see my Yaya rolling her spring rolls, and the first thing she would say to me is, "Here, this is for you." With a smile, she would pack me with a week, 2 weeks of food every time I started Thai kitchen, even if that was every other day. I miss going to Thai kitchen and seeing her at the spot in the corner by the cooker. I miss the sound of her voice, her cooking, her smile, and her laugh. Being able to spend a lot of time with my Yaya this summer has made it one of the best summer of my life. We went on many adventures in Thailand, but one that will always stick in my mind is when we went to the Indian market to pick up fabrics. It was hot and disgusting. We had the worst noodle soup, and we ended up getting lost outside in the rain for an hour. But it also was one of the best days because I had to spend time with my Yaya, just us two. Laughing, smiling together, and holding her hand was probably my favorite part. I feel so blessed to have spent such time with my grandma, and I hope she knows how happy she made me. And it breaks my heart that I can no longer spend any more days with her. And she won't be here to watch me to continue to grow up. Yaya was always there for me, and the only thing she asked for return was me to be a good girl and to do well in school. Even though she is gone, she will always have a special place in my heart, and my conscience tells me to work hard and to be happy. I will always look back at our many memories and smile at all the good time we share. I know you will be looking out for me. Continue to be my fairy godmother, and I promise to make you proud, Yaya. I promise.
สวัสดีค่ะท่านผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านนะคะดิฉันได้รู้จักกับพี่แต๋วตั้งแต่อยู่เมืองไทยเราทำงานต่างสาขากันมากนะคะอายุก็ห่างกันมากแต่เรามีความผูกพันกันนะคะช่วงแรกที่ดิฉันได้มาอยู่สหรัฐอเมริกาเมื่อปี 1999 ได้ทำงานร่วมกับพี่แต๋วที่ร้านไทยคิทเช่นเป็นระยะเวลาสั้นประมาณเดือนเศษถึงแม้ว่าเราจะไม่ได้ทำงานร่วมกันเลยตั้งแต่นั้นนะคะตั้งแต่ออกมาดิฉันทำงานในสายพยาบาลนะคะแต่เราก็ได้พูดคุยกันตลอดเวลาถามทุกสุขซึ่งกันและกันเสมอนะคะไม่ว่าดิฉันจะมีปัญหาอะไรนะคะหรืออะไรก็ตามที่ดิฉันไม่รู้เรื่องราวเกี่ยวกับในสหรัฐพี่แต๋วจะเป็นพี่เลี้ยงคอยให้คำแนะนำให้คำปรึกษาช่วยเหลือทุกๆอย่างนะคะครั้งสุดท้ายเมื่อปีที่แล้วเมื่อเดือนพฤษภาเราได้จองตั๋วเครื่องบินบุ๊กไฟล์เดียวกันที่จะไปเมืองไทยนะคะแล้วก็เที่ยวนั้นเป็นเที่ยวสุดท้ายที่ได้ไปร่วมกันซึ่งดิฉันไปเวเคชั่นหลังจากเวเคชั่นเนี่ยดิฉันกลับมาแล้วพี่แต๋วก็ยังอยู่ในเมืองไทยถึงแม้ว่าจะอยู่ห่างไกลกันแค่ไหนเราโทรศัพท์ติดต่อกันเสมอโดยเฉลี่ยเดือนละครั้งนะคะฉะนั้นจะเห็นได้ว่าความผูกพันของเราน่ะทุกสุขเราถามห่วงใยกันเสมอนะคะนอกจากโดยทั่วไปแล้วดิฉันมีความรู้สึกว่าพี่แต๋วเป็นบุคคลที่ดิฉันให้ความนับถือให้ความรักนะคะเพราะพี่แต๋วเป็นคนที่จริงใจช่วยเหลือทุกคนไม่โดยเฉพาะผู้ร่วมงานเท่านั้นนะคะฉะนั้นจะเห็นได้ว่าส่วนใหญ่แล้วทุกคนที่พี่แต๋วได้รู้จักเมื่อมาขอความช่วยเหลือไม่ว่าจะในเรื่องการประกอบกิจการร้านอาหารหรือบางคนออกจากร้านไทยคิทเช่นไปดำเนินกิจการส่วนตัวในอาชีพการครัวพี่แต๋วไม่เคยปิดบังความลับสูตรอาหารนะคะแม้กระทั่งดิฉันเนี่ยไม่ได้ทำงานในสายร้านอาหารเมื่อไปทำงานใน nursing home เนี่ยเวลามีพอตลักเนี่ยดิฉันไม่รู้สูตรอาหารไทยจะโทรไปหาพี่แต๋วก็จะทำอาหารไทย ไปเลี้ยงเพื่อนต่างชาติเป็นประจำซึ่งตรงนี้ค่ะจะเห็นได้ว่าพี่แต๋วไม่เคยปิดบังเลยทุกคนก็จะบอกว่าอยู่ทำงานมานานเหรออาหารรสชาติอร่อยบอกว่าดิฉันเคยไปทำงานที่เนี่ยช่วงสั้นไม่ได้รู้สูตรอาหารแต่เมื่อกลับไปหรือโทรศัพท์ไปถามอะไรเนี่ยบางคนจะเก็บเรซิปีเป็นความลับแต่พี่แต๋วไม่เคยปิดบังนะคะตรงนี้ค่ะฉะนั้นก็จะได้เห็นว่าพี่แต๋วเนี่ยเป็นคนที่มีจิตใจดีช่วยเหลือทุกคนแคร์ความรู้สึกทุกคนกระทั่งห่วงใยกระทั่งลูกค้าดิฉันมีเพื่อนนะคะเป็นพยาบาลเป็นลูกค้าคนหนึ่งเล่าให้ฟังว่าได้รู้จักกับพี่แต๋วเนี่ยตั้งแต่ตอนที่ครอบครัวพี่แต๋วลูกพี่แต๋วยังเล็กๆแล้วเขาก็พาครอบครัวเขาเนี่ยไปทานข้าวพี่แต๋วเห็นลูกเขาก็ยังบอกว่าเอาสปริงโรลเอาอะไรเนี่ยฝากไปให้ซึ่งตรงนี้ไม่ใช่สิ่งที่เจ้าของร้านจะแคร์แต่พี่แต๋วแคร์นะคะฉะนั้นจะเห็นได้ว่าจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยเป็นคนที่อัธยาศัยน่ารักเป็นคนที่มีความเมตตานะคะนอกจากนั้นแล้วเนี่ยโดยอุปลักษณะนิสัยพี่แต๋วเนี่ยเป็นคนที่มีความมานะอดทนเข้มแข็งเหมือนกับไอออนวูแมนนะคะแต่ในส่วนลึกจริงๆก็แฝงไปด้วยความอ่อนโยนห่วงใยคนในครอบครัวลูกหลานห่วงใยผู้ร่วมงานหรือห่วงใยใครก็ตามที่มีความทุกข์พี่แต๋วแคร์นะคะเราคุยกันทุกเรื่องนะคะฉะนั้นจะเห็นได้ว่าเนี่ยคือสิ่งหนึ่งดิฉันเนี่ยไม่ได้เป็นบุคคลในครอบครัวแต่ก็มีความผูกพันกันเหมือนกับเป็นคนหนึ่งในครอบครัวพี่แต๋วเพราะให้ความนับถือในช่วงเมื่อเดือนธันวาเราก็ได้คุยกันครั้งสุดท้ายเมื่อดิฉันกลับมาที่สหรัฐแล้วเนี่ยแล้วก็พี่แต๋วเนี่ยประมาณ4 เดือนที่แล้วสามีดิฉันเสียชีวิตพี่แต๋วอยู่วังน้ำเขียวไม่สามารถไปได้นะคะแต่พี่แต๋วส่งเลขาไปในงานศพของสามีดิฉันนะคะตรงนี้คือความผูกพันนะคะว่าพี่แต๋วมีน้ำใจแค่ไหนฉะนั้นด้วยความดีที่พี่แต๋วได้ทำมานะคะปฏิบัติมาขอให้กุศลบุญที่พี่แต๋วปฏิบัติมานะคะส่งดวงวิญญาณของพี่แต๋วให้ไปเสวยสุขในทิพย์วิมานนะคะในสัมปรายภพด้วยเทินแล้วก็มีอีกคำหนึ่งที่อยากจะกล่าวในที่นี้นะคะให้พี่แต๋วพฤกษกภกาสอนอีกอุญชรอันปลดปลงโททนเสน่ห์คงสำคัญหมายในกายมีนรชาติติวางวายมาลายสิ้นทั้งอินทรีย์สถิตทั่วแต่ความดีพี่แต๋วประดับไว้ในโลกาขอบคุณค่ะ
We'd like to invite anybody else that would like to speak about Mom to come up now before we close and have lunch. Erin Cormier.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. Mrs. Ruhl opened her heart and her home to me in 1983. I moved in with this Juan Fuentras for about 5 years, and everyone has been up here talking about how she loves to feed everybody and how she was such a great cook, and she was, and I gave her a challenge. My mouth was wired shut for 3 months, and Mrs. Ruhl and Grandma did not know what to do. So when Tammy and everybody would order Domino's pizza and I would sit there like I can't eat anything, Mrs. Ruhl would come home every evening and make me coconut pudding, and she would have it real runny so I could sip it through a spoon, and I ate that for 3 months at the Ruhl's house. Also, all the vegetarian and noodle soup, or without the noodles, all the broth, it was really something that warmed my heart because she took such great care of me. And Grandma would say, the tall girl, she has nothing to eat, you know. So anyway, I love Mrs. Ruhl so much, and I love the family, and it's so great to be here and see you all and reconnect. So thanks for having me.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeb. one of our sisters, adopt sister in Tammy. Lisa's just like my second mom. So I was the one like help her open the Thai kitchen. So me, Tammy, was the waitress. And we had really, really good time. Every day at lunchtime, those 5 kids kick me into the kitchen, make me cook their lunch every single day.
She was a great cook.
Remember that, Pinit? She's part of the original Thai kitchen cook that I love to see her all the time. And then Napiak, Pipiak, that's Lisa, sister-in-law, right over there. So, I mean, it's been a long time. We grew up together. I took Tammy out for her 21st birthday. So, but anyway, talk about Lisa. She's like a mom to me. And, we've been through a lot. She have 5 kids. And is Naat here? No, Alex is here. So she took care of 5 kids, a mom, and brother in one house. Like, everybody have rooms, and, she's a great woman. I never ever see anybody work harder than her. 5 kids, a brother, a mom. She took care of all those people in her family. So today is the day that we should celebrate her life and, take example of her courage and love your family. That's her goal. That's what she loves to do, family. Family come first, all right? Thank you.
Hi, my name's Kurt Riggin. I've been a friend of the family for many years. Lisa was like a second mom to me as well. And I remember just a few years ago we met up in Chiang Mai at Tommy's house, raising party, and I've never seen her so proud. I remember sitting in his golden teak house made out of golden teak logs, just a beautiful place. And we had this ceremony, and it was just really beautiful. And she just had a smile from ear to ear the whole time. And I said, gee, you think, can you imagine, 20 years ago, this, when Tommy was working in the restaurant, and just all he had was a little Mazda Miata. And she said, no, she goes, I knew this day was coming. She goes, but I'm just so proud that, my family and my kids have done so well. She was so proud of her kids. And, they're just as hardworking as she was. She wouldn't let anybody get out of that place, out of her house, hungry. First thing you walked in the door, she was, have you eaten yet? And even if you did, you'd go, no, I haven't eaten nothing. Because even if I was stuffed full, I could always find more room for those spring rolls, and oh man, she had the best food ever. But like I say, it was always cooked with love. And that's just an ingredient you can't get at any place ever. She had a reason to be proud. She worked hard her whole life, and she really raised a hell of a good family. Those kids her kids are the best people. And she had, you can see the friends she's gained over the years, and I'm sure hundreds of them couldn't make it today. And I'm just proud to call her my friend and call Tommy my best friend. And I'm proud to be a member of the family, so to speak. So, thank you.
Hello, I am Siam. I'm Lisa's nephew. And I just wanted to say that these past few years have been really awesome to my family because I knew in the past that our family hasn't been really close together, but now, even if she has passed away, our family has gotten really closer together, and I'm really happy that we're able to spend Christmas all together now. And before, we weren't able to do that. We weren't able to spend holidays together, and everybody was really separated. But these past few years, I've been able to see my aunt more, and since I've been to college, after school, I would always come by to the Thai kitchen, and she would always feed me. So I was never really hungry after school. So, and that's just all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Back in the 60s, I spent 1.5 years in Thailand. And then 30 years ago, my husband came home and said, oh, there's a Thai restaurant down the street. I hadn't seen a Thai restaurant, tasted Thai food or anything in those years. So we went to the Thai restaurant, and it was like going home for me. And for my husband, it woke up a whole new sense of flavors, and it became our favorite place to go and eat. It was the first restaurant that we took our daughter to. She screamed the whole time, so we had to take the food home and leave. Lisa gave my son an elephant, and that has expanded now to well over 200 elephants that he has collected, the last of which was he got at Christmas time. We can't say enough about the Thai kitchen and the family. We loved watching you all grow up. You were in junior high or high school when we started coming there. Always felt so very welcome. So we'll still be there, and we miss Lisa very much.
Hey, we wanted to say a special thank you to all of our friends that helped us put this event together. Thank you so much for all of your help. And a special thank you to Guy Fellman and Classic Nursery for doing the plants and just hauling all the plants and the pots and making sure it looks beautiful. And also to Gan with Gan Flowers. He helped us arrange all the flowers that you see on the table. I think my mom, besides loving to sing and cook, she always wanted to open a florist. She loved flowers, so I hope, she's happy looking at them today. Also, we have a gift that we'd love each one of you to take before you leave after lunch. It really represents our mom. Caring, healing, comfort. These 3 words embody our loving and nurturing mom. She always took great care of others, accepting, addressing others' needs in all ways of life, putting her needs last to ensure that everyone was well in mind and body. Similar to the healing and soothing properties of Tiger Balm, our mom was a nurturing spirit who graced our lives with love, strength, and wisdom in all she was and all she did. In memory of our mom, please take a Tiger Balm as a symbol of her caring, healing, and comforting nature, one that she shared so selflessly with all those who she touched. So we'll have it on the way out, so just please take one. And we're gonna ask my Uncle Jack and Uncle Dang to close and invite you to join lunch.
real brother, can you tell? Actually, he's older than me. But I'm bigger brother. Well, it's now time to close this celebrating for my sister, Lisa. You have something to say? Okay. If I have time to say about my sister, Lisa, I can stand here all day long. Not just a day, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's so much to talk about Lisa, my big sister. Those people came out and said something about Lisa. It is just a little tiny bit of all of Lisa history or Lisa story that what I would like to tell, but not today. So it's lunchtime and come to the real celebrating time. We would like to invite all of us to have good lunch, and that lunch have love from Lisa in those food too. So enjoy this lunch, and we will connect and see each other again. Thank you very much.